Hi, let's look at this question together. The figure shows a circle and four identical semicircles drawn inside a square of side 20 centimeter. Find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so this is a circle, a big circle here. Okay, then there's four semicircles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so they are all inside a square of side 20 centimeter. So which means that this is 20, 20, 20, 20. Or you can say that the diameter of the circle and the semicircles are all 20 centimeter. That means the radius is 10 centimeter. So your job is to find the area of the shaded part, which is all this part. Okay. So how to approach such question? Okay, first thing you need to understand what you have learned. Okay, because to solve such question, you need to understand what you have learned, and most likely they're going to test you on something that you have already know how to find. Okay, so definitely looking at the question itself, it will be quite challenging to find this area, and this area, and so on. So there must be a way, okay, to solve the problem. So first thing is we need to understand what are those things that we know. So we know how to find the area of a square or a rectangle. So if we have a quarter circle with an arc such a way, we are able to find the area of this quarter circle. We should be also be able to find the area of this green part. So simply you take the area of this square, subtract this quarter circle, you get the green part. So you can find both area. If you have a shape that looks like that, if you want to find this leaf, when I call it a leaf, okay, all you need to do is to find the area of the quarter circle, subtract away the area of triangle, you are able to find this. So in the shape like this, you can easily find the area of the blue color, the orange color, and the green color. Okay. So if you somehow can arrange your shaded part into any of this shape, you will be able to find the area. Okay. So second concept that you need to understand is for such question, usually you can cut or you can slice the objects into two parts. So if you have a full leaf, you can cut it to break it into two equal parts. If you have something like that, a fan shape, you can also cut it and break it into two parts. Okay, now we understand this basic concept. Okay, I'm going to show you three approaches on how to solve the problem. They'll give you the same solution, but it just widens the way of how you can approach a problem. Okay, so approach number one. So this was the original question. All I did was I color it, okay, so that easy for you to see how I move the parts around. So assuming I'm the person that is trying to solve this problem, okay, the first thing that I usually do is, because this part stands out quite obvious, I can actually move the green part over. Okay, so I get something like that. Okay, and this is a standalone yellow part here. I try to move it over to this side as well, hoping that I will get something that I can recognize. So from here I can see that I can actually find this area without problem, because I can get the area of a quarter circle. So I solve this. But for this part, if the shape looks a bit weird, and same thing here, a bit weird here. So what I do was I slice this in the middle and I move it down. Okay, so what I have now is something that I know how to solve. I can find the area of this black part, this semicircle, quarter circle, no problem with that. I can also find the shaded part of these two by simply, okay, I find the area of a triangle, okay, subtract, the area of a quarter circle, subtract the area of triangle, I get half of this white color, multiply by 2, I get 2 white color. So if I have these 2 white color, which the area of this leaf I just take a square and minus these two white color, I get these two black shaded part, and I add all these three together, and that's my answer. Okay, so this is one way you can move it and get the solution. Second approach, okay, so if I'm a student, this is also how I can move. Same thing, I will usually move the green part because it's quite obvious. Okay, so now instead of moving this into here, okay, same thing, I move the yellow over, okay, and I also move the blue color on top. Okay, what I was trying to do is there a way that I can squeeze up this part? Okay, so I straight away notice that I can cut this and I can move this red part over here and fill up as a square nicely. Okay, so there's no straight away solution to do this, but you got to do it by observation. You move one part, then you see what happened, then you say, oh, I can move this over. Okay, and straight away from here it becomes very obvious. This is a square plus this area here. This black area here we are able to solve because it's simply a square subtract by a quarter circle. So if you look at this in totality, it's actually a rectangle minus away a quarter circle. Okay, I'm going to show you the third approach. Okay, so same thing, I will move the green part over. Okay, now I have something that looks like this. Okay, and let's say I don't know that I can actually cut this into two halves, but I have this part here. This looks very weird. I can move it on top. Okay, and I got a shape that looks like this. Okay, so I got a shape that looks like this. Can I solve it? The answer is yes. Okay, so if you look at it, this is a triangle. This is a small triangle. This small triangle, I can subtract away this white part because I know that if I find the area of a quarter arc minus away the triangle here, I get it this white part. Okay, so I can get a triangle minus away this white part. Since these two is the same, I just multiply by 2. And this is the area of a quarter circle. And I just add them together, and that is my answer. Okay, now we have learned 3 approaches. Let's go to the actual solution. Okay, I'm using solution number 2. Okay, so in solution number 2, remember when we combine the shapes, it looks like this. So what we have is a rectangle. Subtract away the area of a quarter circle will give me the shapes, the black color shape, the shaded part. So area rectangle is 20 times 10 because the side of the square is 20, so half of it is 10, so it's 200 centimeter cube. Area of the quarter circle is pi r square, 1/4 pi r square. So the r, the radius is 10, so when I solve it, I get 78.5 centimeters square. So the area of the shaded part is the area of the rectangle minus away the quarter circle. So you get 200 minus 78.5, you get 121.5 centimeters square. Okay, I hope this video you find useful. Basically, I show you the different approach of solving the same problem. If you like my video, do subscribe. Thank you.